Yeah, we have to check to see if they're in fact player 1 and player 2 is correct.
It is not. All right.
It is not?
Nope.
Didn't load us right, correct?
No, it didn't load us right. It just won't scroll for some reason. I usually commentate match.
Oh yeah, so right now we have Deeps, like, I think they're just feeling out neutral. The Pika Ness matchup, a really interesting matchup, for sure. Primarily because, well, you know, ESAM says that this matchup is, like, you know, on... Now this correct, right?
Yeah, it's correct.
Oh wait, never mind. Just button check at the moment.
Yeah,
so.
just button check it seems like.
Which actually gives us enough time to adjust for banners, names, and whatnot.
So they probably are looking at each other's movements just to see, okay, how good are they at...
Well, this matchup, more importantly than other, you really want to know what your opponent's having. Like, this is a player versus player matchup. Why? Because Pika doesn't win this matchup for free, as you might think. This is actually Pika's worst matchup. This and Game & Watch.
Yeah, and it's... You may not really think, why is this Pika's worst matchup? You know, it's Ness, they try to go zoner, you're very fast. Keep in mind that a lot of Ness's moves are disjointed, as are a little bit more than Pika's, which makes it very difficult. Not to mention Ness can move in some very unpredictable ways that can cause this matchup to be very difficult for Pika if they don't know the Ness player.
Yeah, at the same time, Ness just too floaty and small. Like, Pika abuses tall characters, but Ness is not the case. Now, granted, Pika does win against other small-ish characters, but I mean, Ness is just not one of them. His movement and his explosiveness allows, you know, Ness to actually keep out Pika out. And actually, this is the first time Pika actually has a disadvantage state.
Yeah, a lot of times with Pikachu, it's very difficult to get him into a disadvantage state because he has a really good recovery, because he has very... just because he's, in general, a very good character. But you bring someone like Ness, who has pretty much the same tools, but is a little bit floatier, has, you know, more projectiles and slightly better projectiles, and you can end up with a losing matchup.
Essentially, not this. I mean, at this time, Pika will, or rather, Deeps actually has to start thinking about what he has to do. He can't just press buttons in neutral, really. He has to really, basically, project his movement, or I guess really try to like move carefully and space correctly. Kind of like, you know, how a sortie will do.
Yeah, which is odd because you don't really, when you think of Pikachu, you really don't think of sorties. He's almost the anti-sortie.
Yeah.
But when you get into these sort of matchups, you really do have to start thinking of, you know, you have to start thinking like one. And Ghosties really showing that, showing off the matchup here, is ahead by a stock and is racking up some good damage on the second stock. Deep's really trying to close this out. Is able to with Skull Bash, but his DI is going to keep Ghosties alive. Trying to close out the stock here.
Oh, that should do it. Oh no, mispunish. And now Pika put in a disadvantage because that forward smash just whiffed as well. Like, I've seen that before. Pika's really like to go for like roll read into forward smash because, believe it or not, that Thunder is actually kind of disjointed, and that will do it. That's down there.
50% down is a lot, especially because of all the kill options that Ness has.
You see?
Yeah, that's mad.
Yeah, Ness also, I mean, Ness at the same token has to really worry about drifting and where he drifts. Good tech chase. Gonna get a Skull Bash.
Deeps is starting to crawl, you know, has crawled his way back into a lead, and is really able to put Ghosties on the back foot here.
Yeah, correct. I mean, at this point, I would say it's not even, but it can be, especially given how Ness's kill power is, right? Especially like once you get to like that 90 range. Remember, Pika is very light, so like if he can like squeeze out a grab, that's game over pretty much.
Yeah, that's definitely the end of the stock, especially here. Ooh,
oh, that's gonna be an SD right there.
The missed second part of the up B is going to spell doom for Deeps, but an up smash is going to spell doom for Ghosties, and we're at an even game.
Yes. So, yeah, this is as even as it gets. And Pika will, of course, do the early damage combos, as he does. But Ness also doesn't want to go too deep as well, because as we just saw, Deep just caught him with a down air. Very smart from Deeps. You don't really want to like not plank, because that could actually leave you in a free fall situation.
Yeah.
Good trip from Ghosties.
Yeah.
And
Ghosties is doing really good at DIing out of the Pikachu.
That shouldn't
not
be
quite
it.
gonna
Yeah.
kill, but puts into a heavy disadvantage.
Yeah, and this is what I was saying.
Ooh,
Drifting or rolling, like Pikas love that. Whenever you start like drifting through the ledge, they just kind of like squeeze behind you and just do a forward smash, and you can't punish it because he's like super low end lag.
Yeah.
Dash attack will not kill just yet, but
Deep's really showing.
that's gonna do
Pikachu.
it.
That's gonna get the kill. Deep is going to be up by 1 game, and now we have to decide where is Deep's going to ban and where is Deep's going to.
So I mean, I think Pika just overall does really good on most, if any, stage. Like he doesn't really have a bad stage per se, but
I mean, considering how much zoning that that Ness has, you may want to take him to a smaller stage, so it's a little bit easier to get in. But at the same time, a lot of the smaller stages have platforms, and you don't necessarily want to put Ness on platforms because you can get very, very dangerous combos.
Pika's love to extend on platforms with combos. We just know that. So he might if he's very smart, he will probably want to pick a stage. Like first of all, him as a player is very comfortable on, but at the same time, he also probably wants to pick a stage that allows him to kind of get kills earlier from the sides. Now, granted, I'm saying this carefully because Pika can do the same thing.
Yes.
But Ness has a back throw and Pika kind of doesn't.
Yeah. Not to mention that if he picks something like Kalos that has the side platforms extending over the blast zone, if he can space the combo correctly, he can land on the side platforms, get his double jump back, and just do a carry out to the side blast zone.
So Yoshi's story is. I mean, it's not that bad of a stage. It's a pretty good compromise in terms of like smallness of stage, but it's not bad by any means. Now he's gonna have to be careful because Pika. Oh, another thing that I forgot to mention: Pika cannot air dodge, so he can do a jump air dodge, right? Into a platform in Battlefield. That doesn't exist in Yoshi's story. So he can't air dodge into a platform.
Oh, that's gonna be an SD.
Yeah, that's straight up SD.
That is very unfortunate from Ghosties. Let's hope that doesn't mess with the rest of the game, because let's hope we can recover from it, because an SD like that right at the beginning in the second game, when you need to win the game in order to stay in the to continue the set, is something that can be very demoralizing.
Yeah, this is this can pretty easily result in you getting tilted and losing the match. However, he's putting up quick damage, so it doesn't seem that he's bothering him too much.
Yeah, I think Ghosties is still, feeling himself, recognizes this is the beginning of the tournament, he has a lot of time, not letting this sort of mess
good
with
up
him
smash out of shield. But the up smash did not reach on the top of the plat. This is, as I said, this is a double-edged sword. In Battlefield, I would have done it, but not here.
At F-tilt, I think that was.
F-tilt will not kill with good DI. But he should put Pika off stage, and there will definitely do it. And now it's 27-0. Like it looks like Ghosties didn't really get bothered by that early SD.
Yep, and still feeling his movement, still doing really well.
But like here comes Deeps though, with his movement and his platform extensions.
Yeah, both of these characters can be really dangerous combo characters. So it's important to not only recognize that, but it's important to not believe that you just have all the combos, when in reality, one straight hit, and now you're the one being comboed.
Now I'm noticing here that Ghosties really loves going for that side magnet, which is kind of doing stuff like that. It's getting him punished. He has to start relying a little bit less on side magnet.
Ooh, and that roll read giving an F smash, and now Deeps is pretty much an entire stock ahead, and is starting to try to get those Nair loops.
So we're getting Nair loops from Pika.
This is the extension.
Alright, so PK Fire actually is gonna be a combo break.
A down B, which is an interesting combo breaker. You'd think he'd try to go for something more like Nair, more like Quick Attack, but I think he learned his lesson not to use Quick Attack out of PK Fire.
Oh yeah, that's you probably don't want to do that. Now one thing I don't see from Ghosties, and for good reason, is the fact that most Ness at the ledge will be doing either an up smash or down smash with a yo-yo, right, where you can't stop the ledge. But I think Ghosties knows that Pika loves to recover high.
Yeah,
and we'll get
so
him punished for it.
Is not really going for those. Is gonna have to try to go for reads, or should be trying to go for punishes on these quick attacks using his shield, because you can if you parry the quick attack, you get advantage on there.
So very interesting PK Thunder too. I guess he just threw it out. But he has to be careful. That down air will set up into a tech phase. Oh, good side magnet into Nair.
Yep. Doesn't go for the grab there. Interesting.
Oh, that's gonna do it.
Kill.
That's a Thunder or Top Smash.
There's an up smash that got canceled. Yeah. That is going to be it. Deeps is going to take it.